Local, late breaking. This is a WVTM 13 severe weather update.
It's 12:30 p.m. on Saturday, March 15th. A brand new tornado watch issued moments ago until 8 p.m. for most of Alabama. It does not include yet Cherokee, Cleburne, Clay, Randolph, Tallapoosa, Chambers, Lee, or down toward Russell County, but those counties will probably be added at some point. This is also called a particularly dangerous situation. That means that we're anticipating the threat of not just tornadoes, but potentially intense tornadoes. And you look on WVTM 13 Live Doppler right now, we're already tracking some pretty strong storms that are happening toward the northwest. There's one tornado warning right here already in progress that does include a part of Lee County, Mississippi. You've got a possible tornado there near Okolona, and that storm is tracking toward the northeast very quickly. This is what the velocity display looks like. You see, north of Houston, same place last night. There was already one tornado in this area last night, and now it's tracking toward the north in the direction of the Tupelo area, and beyond that, it certainly looks like it could impact parts of northwest Alabama in just a matter of, say, 45 minutes to an hour or so. We'll kind of bounce the view out here just a little bit and let you see where it is. The storm track itself is going to take this at about 40 miles per hour and bring it up toward Franklin County and Marion County. So we'll track this out, and you can see the northeastward movement. If it intensifies a little bit more, it may bend to the right slightly. So you look at there, Hamilton, this could be close to you. So we could have another tornado warning near Marion and Franklin counties as early as, say, 90 minutes from now. So we're not too far off of that. Now elsewhere, we still have intense thunderstorms that are happening farther to the south, and those are ones that we've got to keep a close eye on for the remainder of the day into tonight, because that's where I think the greatest threat of severe weather is going to come from. Storm Prediction Center actually eyeballing this part of Mississippi where there's not that much going on right now, honestly. You see the scattered showers that are in progress here over central and east Mississippi. There is potential for high-end tornado development from those storms over the next few hours. So as we look at this, here's the Storm Prediction Center's latest outlook. We've got the high risk. At this point, it's about watches and warnings, and we are under that watch right now. And if you live in a mobile home, or you may call it a trailer or a manufactured home, if it was brought and not built on site and tied down to a foundation with anchor bolts, you need to be either already on your way to a shelter location, one of those public shelters, one of those that opens when the tornado watch is available, when the tornado watch is issued, or you need to be monitoring very, very closely so that you give yourself more than 20 minutes to get there in the event a tornado warning is issued. If you're more than 5 minutes away from your shelter location, you need to get there long before a tornado warning is issued for your location. The Storm Prediction Center also giving us this kind of data. 30% seems like a low number, but the number when it comes to tornadoes only goes to 60. So we're halfway there. This is likely to be a significant tornado outbreak for much of Alabama, including the central part of the state here. So let's take it county by county. Now to 9 p.m., tornadoes are likely. Some could be violent. We don't use that word often. Violent means EF4 or EF5. Damaging winds, large hail up to golf ball size, and flash flooding are also possible. Tuscaloosa, Samantha to Utah, Greensboro, Gainesville, Reform, Millport, Fayette, Walker County, Winston County, Marion County. Between now and 9 p.m., this is a long duration deal. Tornadoes likely, it's the same bullet point starting around 2 o'clock at the earliest in the Birmingham metro area. So let's say that you need to be thinking about a shelter in Leeds or Bessemer or Fairfield or Pratt City or Gardendale or Warrior, Coleman, Columbiana, Calera, Jemison, Clanton, Centerville. After 2 p.m., I want you to go ahead and be there, because we're going to start seeing thunderstorms in this zone by that point. And then over East Alabama, and remember, even though the watch doesn't go all the way to the Georgia border, we're going to go ahead and include you in this, because after 3 p.m. at the very earliest, and I think 3 p.m. would be talking more about St. Clair, Etowah, Talladega, Coosa County. Even if they got there that early, I would be a little surprised, but I think it's probably a bit after 3 o'clock, but that's when the window opens for this. Some tornadoes could be very powerful, damaging winds and flash flooding. Here's the setup. This is what's going on. Why haven't we already had storms? Well, we did have some this morning. Then we cleared out what's called the warm sector of the storm. This is the wind speed at about a mile above our head. That zone right there correlates to nearly 65, 75 miles per hour a mile up. That's big. Watch how that expands and intensifies over north and central Alabama between now and 6 o'clock in the afternoon. That's going to take those messy looking storms over Mississippi and turn them into powerhouses. The dynamics, the muscle with this storm system is going to be enough to, what we think, change the storm mode into more classic supercells. So watch this in the forecast model guide and see a few scattered storms getting into the Birmingham metro area as early as 4 o'clock. But the main wave still over here to the west at that point. So this is 4 p.m. These are the storms that the Storm Prediction Center is watching for development right now. They're the ones that could potentially become the classic supercells. And they're going to be moving toward the northeast at something like 60 miles per hour. So you're going to have something that goes from Meridian to Bologee in less than an hour, or something that runs from, say, Dancy toward Fayette County in maybe 90 minutes. It's going to go quickly. So your paths today are going to run something like this. So if there's something to your southwest, if you start hearing the county to your southwest or immediate west is under a warning, go ahead and start inching toward that safe place, because things are going to change very quickly with these storms this afternoon and this evening. 6 p.m. and look, Shelby County, not much has happened yet. Calhoun County, not much has happened yet through 6 p.m. But in Walker and in Fayette and in Tuscaloosa counties, we've got a tremendous amount of thunderstorm activity going on, and all that, again, tracking northeast just like that at close to 60 miles per hour. You're not going to have a lot of time to respond to these, to react to the warnings. So here they come. By 10 o'clock, the dynamics with that system pulling everything to the east. Again, this is kind of in the big overview of the timeline. Now to 9 p.m., Tuscaloosa to Fayette, Hamilton, up toward Decatur and the Shoals, Livingston, Utah. From Tuscaloosa eastward, 2 o'clock at the very earliest, probably more like 3 o'clock or later, and then about 4 o'clock or later over the eastern part of the state. And toward Auburn, you're thinking about Lee County, down toward Columbus, Georgia, Phoenix City. That's way after 6 p.m. and could roll until as late as 3 a.m. on Sunday. We're going to be here monitoring the situation for you all afternoon, and once the weather becomes threatening, we'll break in and stay with you the entire time. For right now, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jason Simpson along with meteorologist Taylor Sorello. We'll send you back to programming.